Who's ready for some sunshine? Boom, baby, boom. Rise and shine till the dogs bark. You know what I'm saying, bro? We rising and shining this morning. We rising and shining this morning. Don't mind me in the banana leaves. You know, we're all seeing through the trees. This morning is a breeze. We're going to talk about a perspective that I have on addiction, of course, because it's Saints Addiction, and I talk about it. I wanted to talk about what addiction means to me, like my actual perspective of it, and why I said addiction is motivation, and how I used my addiction as my motivation to get things done in my life. And if I had that kind of energy for the addiction, why didn't I have it for my life? And that's Saints Addiction. We on a mission. Let's go. Your boy Saint, after it, on it, on it, on it, on it, always on it, trying to figure it out in life, trying to make my life work for me instead of against me. And that's what addictions were to me. They were this pull, right? Like we all have desires and wants and needs. And oh shit, I left my weed over there. My addiction wanted to something else, right? It wanted to pull me with limitless amount of energy. Didn't matter what time of day it was, didn't matter who it was, didn't matter what the situation was. Your boy Saint was fucking reaching for it, bro. I was going out of my way 4 o'clock in the morning to find my next hit, and that's just something that drew me to it, right? It drew me to this experience that I could actually do something with my life other than drugs, other than self gratification, other than self harm, other than self sabotage, and make better decisions so that I could get better results. That's what kind of motivation I got from it. I got the motivation to do other things than what I was currently. Where's the weed? Here's the weed. Here's the thing. Okay, everything's here. Anyway, to keep myself from harming myself, man. Like this is the ultimate thing with addictions. I think when people hear addictions, they instantly see needle in the arm. They think heroin, or at least I do, maybe. But what I'm talking about are the other addictions. Like it's not even just those addictions. Like when I hear about heroin or opium or some really hard drugs, I think that person's going through some really hard pains. Like, who would do heroin? Of course, it would be a war veteran, someone that's seen some horrible shit and need to feel some deep peace on a regular basis. That's what you're getting from heroin. I like to think that you get to go to heaven and then you come back down to hell, and that's why you need heroin again to get back up to heaven. You'll do anything to get back up to heaven and feel like you're in heaven or everything's in order or awesome. When we all want to just snap our fingers and everything be okay. Well, it's not like that. Life's not like that, bro. Life is not like that, and unfortunately, it never will be. And that's what we all have to come to terms with: is life not being perfect, us not being perfect. And of course, they would have got them. Of course, they would have these kind of drugs that are out there, like fentanyl or oxycontin or all sorts of shit to really just knock your dick in the dirt and not feel anything in life. And that's not what this show's about. This shows that motivation, man. Like all of a sudden I had limitless energy, that cocaine energy of, oh, I'll just climb this roof because there's some pussy up top, or oh, I'll just I'll stay later because there's some money involved, or um, 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 I'll go with these guys because they might have these kind of drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like there's that you're choosing your own adventure, man. And I mean, we all are. If we're coming clean about it, we're all choosing our own adventure. Who we hang out with, who's going to be good for us in the future. You know, what kind of drugs are they doing? Where do they hang out? I'm going to be associated with them. You're the top some of the five people that you hang out with. So who are those people? Are they always hanging out at a bar? Are they always talking shit? We were just talking about it here, like for the island, how many people talk shit. You know, they're in this like Cochong talk club and they're being ruthless. They're being cyber bullies, and they bullying everyone else so they don't get bullied. It's like the moment, like, do you really want to be in a group that the moment you leave the group they kill you or attack you? Like this feels like high school all over again, bro. And it's just that, you know, we like to judge and we like to misunderstand. So it's already hard to say the word like addiction because then people have leverage on you and can say, yeah, but you're an addict. Everybody's an addict, bro. I started doing the research, it was just like, it wasn't just me. It was, I'm not the only one that just likes cocaine up their nose. I promise you that, or used to, or want to drink to alleviate pain. That's been around for 5,000 years. We've been using it as a remedy for pain for a hot minute, but it's not a good, not esthetician, what's the word? Not anesthetic. It's not a good anesthetic. Alcohol is a depressant. And to put yourself in a mental state that you can touch the gods, I guess again, I can use that example again, where you feel like you're in heaven. You feel like you're touching heaven, you're talking to God. At least I did, especially when I was on ecstasy pills. But then I couldn't remember any of the conversations, right? Like normally I remember who I was talking to, what we were talking to, where we were in the club, all that stuff, just kind of data in my brain. It blocked all that. Now I don't remember who I was. Now I don't remember any of the incidents. I don't remember the conversation. I have like bits of Swiss cheese of memories. And I was just like, what the fuck is going on right now? I've sent myself into a state that I wasn't quite sure about. I sent myself into a tussle, into a space where I needed these things. This is what happens with the effects of addiction, is now you can't function without them. All of a sudden, you need a beer to wake up in the morning. All of a sudden, you need a bump to wake up in the morning. It happens so fast that all you want is this thing to last. You want, just like relationships, just like life, just like your youth, you want it to last, but you're ever changing. And so is your, what's the word I want to use? So is your, what's it called when you get resistance? Not your resistance. It's not resistance. What's the word I'm thinking of? It's not resistance. It's so is your tolerance. That's the word I'm looking for. And when our tolerance gets adjusted, now we need more of that other thing to chase after it. And it was the same thing. The same chase is the same motivation. It's the same energy. I thought to myself, like, let's just say you walk 10,000 steps in a day. Those 10,000 steps can go anywhere. They can go get a job. They can go find a lover, and they can go find drugs. And what do they normally do? Where do your feet usually carry you? What do your hands usually do? Do they raise up for a cigarette? Are they prepared like I am? My hands are picking the weed apart while rolling another joint. This is my second joint of the morning. Like, my addiction is this. And my friend's like, if you want to be in business, Mark, you got to stop smoking so much weed. And I agree. I don't need to be so shady. It helps me when my food, here I go to rationalize. So addictions are everywhere, bro. It could be your fucking morning coffee. It could be sex. It could be anything you do to relieve stress or disappear from reality, or not be in the situation that you keep in your head. If you are looking to get outside of your mind, you're already a form of a drug addict, but you're also a normal person, right? This isn't like I'm labeling anyone. It's all of us. We all find a way to get our alcohol or get our sugar after a long day. We find our way to the ice cream, or we find our way to our morning cigarette. We find ways to get routines. Sorry about that. Right? Ways to keep routines. We find ways to keep our routine and keep our cycling and keep on the same track that we've always been. It makes us feel comfortable. And as long as we feel comfortable, we'll do something. So it's one of those things that, you got to kind of know what you mean and mean what, be about your shit, because now your body might self-sabotage itself. Your body might crave things that you don't like. Sex, it might be like, yo, I gotta really get laid, I'm really horny, and sending you hormones and signals for that. Or, hey, yo, I'm having a nicotine withdrawal fit, I'm gonna make you feel unstable and shaky till you smoke another cigarette. Even though it's bad for you, even though it makes your clothes smell, you're still going to do these behaviors. And then you know about your compulsions. Then you know about OCDs. Then you know about your own willpower and self-discipline. Because only then, when you're threatened with the thing in front of you, you're like, oh shit, I really want a cigarette. Well, you know the pull, the amount of yearning and desire it has for you. It's not just a matter of experimenting. I'm talking about full-on addiction where you're like, man, I can't live without this. Like, it becomes like water and air almost. If you can, they say that if you can love your life as much as the next breath of air that you take, you'll live fabulously. And why are we all running towards our dreams like our hair's on fire? Because we have fears, because we do drugs, because we waste our time with worry and repetition, and we stay in that vein, bro. That's what happens with people. We just stay in veins, little gold vein that we get stuck into with our lives, and we go, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to sit in this little bodega for the next 10 years and just talk to people. And then 10 years go by and we call it a wasted life. because that's all we have is time. And I really want people to utilize their time instead of waste their time. And that's what drugs do. They waste your time. They have you sitting around on couches with friends and not doing nothing, right? You have thoughts in your head, but you don't execute them, right? The only time you get up to do something is actually to eat or do something, right? Like you might not even motivate yourself to do enough until the pain's enough for like hunger pain to get up and go to the kitchen and make yourself something. You're not going to do it till you give yourself a big enough why or have enough pain. You're not going to do shit. And if you're always motivated by pain, you're probably already an addict. That's the crazy part. Your negative reinforcement, the carrot that pulls you, is only pain. So as soon as it's really bad, all of a sudden you really show up. And that's unfortunate because you could have really showed up multiple times before that. Delayed gratification and paid yourself forward and done something that yourself would have been proud of. Instead, what do? We put ourselves on the back burner, the back foot, and we self-harm ourselves. And now we're waking up with hangovers and miscommunication and maybe embarrassment and instead of focusing on the future and how we feel and we're in working on our health, we're checking our health. Like literally, we all got like Apple Watches. It's the most best invention for health in the modern age. Are you getting high heart rates and you need to calm down, you need to breathe. We all need a good reminder, right? But we stress the fuck out as people. It's crazy to me. And we use the drugs to alleviate the stress, but it creates us more stress. So it's just like a cigarette. Bless up. It's a cigarette. It's going to give you more stress. It actually raises your blood pressure. And you say, oh no, I'm trying to calm down. I'm trying to relax. I'm just trying to fucking smoke a cigarette, man. Let me just smoke, bro. I just need one cigarette. Bull fucking shit, bro. You're looking for instant gratification. You're looking for a nicotine fit. You're trying to get yourself out of it, and it ain't gonna go that route, bro. And that's what I was just telling people. It's not that you can't have a few drinks, right? It's the people that need to drink. And it's not that you get to experiment. Everybody needs to find their range inside themselves. Like I said, I'm a weed head. Some people are a beer head. What do you want from me, right? Like it's just what it is. But it's also the way that you make it. So your habits are your character. Eventually your behavior becomes your character. Habits become behavior, become character, and habits, behavior, character. I should make a shirt. Habits, behavior, character. And it's going to dictate your outcomes. And that's why you have to ask yourself, like, what do I want to dabble with? How much of my brain space, do memories do I want to give? How much time do I want to give? How much health do I want to give? And then you're really asking the real questions about drugs. Most people just want relief. They're not calculating that cancer is going to give them, or cigarettes are going to give them cancer. No, I just want to smoke now. I want instant gratification. I want what I want right now, feel good in the moment. And hell may come later, but I'm not worried about hell coming. I'm worried about having fun. I'm worried about me coming. And that's what we do. Day in and day out, making choices that determine our future. And that's what I was talking about addiction as motivation, because if I had the same kind of focus, that singularity focus that I had with like getting cocaine or getting some pussy or anything that I want, right? If I made the things that I need to do my want, right? That would be awesome. If I can motivate myself to handle the needs and the get dones like I did yesterday, getting the phone done and calling T-Mobile late last night, even though I was tired at midnight, I wanted to go to sleep. I called T-Mobile and argued with them, got the fucking $700 bill down to like $230. I still think it's too much, but maybe get my phone back on, maybe contact AWS and see what the fuck's going on. Move forward with these websites, bro. I've been trying to get focused and that's just it. You like, can you chase it like it's your crap? Can you make it motivate you? And that's what really Saint's addiction came from, is I used my addiction as my motivation. Every time I was addicted to about thinking about a girl, oh, I'm so in love, I'm so in love, I did something for my business. Every time I had an idea, I would do an event and do something about it. Even if I didn't have money for it, even if I didn't have a plan, it was just an idea, like pop committed parties. I just wanted to play pop poker with my friends. I call it pop committed, set up the flyer, set up the date, got the place. Next thing you know, it's an event. Next thing you know, I'm actually doing something. And that's all it is, was just putting one foot in front of the other, slowly getting myself into sobriety, slowly saying like how much my time was worth to me, how we only have so much finite time on this planet, and that if I was going to go get wasted with alcohol, that it would take 4 to 6 hours of fun would trade in for 24 to 48 hours of recovery, or that what if I did kratom, that it wouldn't work with me and make me kind of sick to my stomach, and I'm not on pills, so why would I do that? And how I like my acid because it's so clean to take and it's not like digesting mushrooms and having it between your teeth all night. Just these kind of things, the transportation of the drug, the effects of the drug, and what are my recovery from the drug. That's what people don't ask. They don't ask how it's going to end. It's like, will I get a bad trip? You're like, you might have a cry fit, you might have a yawn fit, you might have a laugh fit. Who knows? Mushrooms have different messages in there for everyone. But at the same time, are you going to see the sunrise tomorrow and think it's a little bit brighter? Or are you going to have more empathy and want to hug people and be more open and listen more? That's what I get out of mushrooms. I'm not high anymore, but the next day I'm a lot better of a person than, oh, I'm hungover, bro, and my pores smell of alcohol, and my breath is stank, and my mental is rank, and I'm just all in disillusionment. We get alcohol fits, man, and we live in these worlds, bro. We live in these worlds, and we fuck up these chemicals, and we fuck up this brain balance that we all have, and how important it is to keep this thing regulated. It's tremendous. And here I am still smoking, getting high while I'm telling the story. So only so many heartbeats, boys and girls. Only so many heartbeats. How long will you live? Watching my friend sitting in Poland, talking to her about her life and traveling, and she asked the question on her stories, like, how long do you plan on living? And if you plan on living a long time, or you're only on short time, you might as well start living now. And that's the big thing of it, is I want to live now. I want to live in the now. I want to live now and have these experiences now, and whatever comes my way, make sure that I have a full day, not just blow off days like I do weekends, but actually do something with them. I think I need to talk to T-Mobile. I don't know if I want to throw in 233 bones. Probably should buy a ticket to Kuala Lumpur. Really need to focus on these websites. Maybe movies on shirts. Really need to start designing again. I think I'm gonna fuck around with some tie designs too, because there's a couple things that I was like, yeah, this will be dope. I have these ideas. They're little catchphrases like I did in Brazil, like gatinha. They have shag wow. It means jack off. Happy ending. Shag wow. It's like, it's the new shag wow. So maybe do the shag wow shirt. like the Shazam, the shag wow commercials. Use that. That would be funny. What else? What else? What else? What are some other cool? Why not? Why not phrases? Same but different. Um, yeah, I'm gonna start writing down some Thai phrases that people like. Jayan yan. Jayan yan. That's a good one too. Yeah. And what's the other one that they love saying? My pen right. Never mind, my pen right. So they got some cool shit out there. Yeah, we're gonna make cool shit. We're gonna get the Adobe Photoshop back up. We're gonna get a website up. We're gonna get back on this social media shit. Post every day, every morning, so at least have something. And yeah, man, get back in this motherfucking game, bro. Get back in this motherfucking game, bro. Where I fucking make my life what it needs to be, and I encourage myself fully and stay healthily as much as possible, because it's all about that. As soon as you start fucking with the chemicals in your brain, then you're gonna fuck with your emotions, and your emotions are gonna change your behavior, and then you're gonna be repetitive. And that's what I've been really trying to reach people. It's like, if you can be repetitive on drugs, like go to the same drug dealer, go to the same place, buy the same amount, do the same drugs, you can be motivated to do anything. Like if you can be repetitive enough, like that's what I found out of addiction, was my compulsion, that I was compulsive. So I use that as my entrepreneurship. I use that in my advantage, that I would be compulsive enough to do this daily. And if I say to quit sugar like I did, I didn't go back and get the shakes till I'm 44. I got 21 days and another 2 weeks. I almost got like a 30-day fast for myself, real fasting. Like I've been fasting till 3 o'clock, but I'm talking about straight up just waters in the morning, and not eating till 3 o'clock, and no sugars. Have a goal, be in the best shape of my life at 44. the skinniest I think I've ever been, the best looking think I've ever looked, getting compliments left, right, and straight. That's what's on the other side of sobriety. You don't look that right. We've all seen people, bless you, we've all seen people that look worn out or been drinking at the bar too long or posted up and red in the face and wrinkly. And I'm like, you're my age, you're only a couple years older than me, and you got no grays in my beard, and these motherfuckers are looking shaggy. And I'm just like, what is going on? Life choices is going on. Bless you again. And that's all it is a bunch of life choices in our lives that if we decide to get married to a drug, if we decide to have a long-term relationship with the drug, what are the effects? You know, how much time was wasted and how much motivation did it take to get it? Like all of a sudden you're scraping all your money together instead of buying stocks, you're buying drugs. All of a sudden you're wasting the whole weekend instead of remembering. All of a sudden, what else happens? All these things happen. You know, like the ability of the drug now being a priority. I look at my neighbors next door to me and they're on fucking ice, and the people that are there are on ice, and the people that are there are sleeping with hookers too. And I don't think it's like uncommon that you do drugs by bad behaviors. And you got to ask yourself again, who am I hanging out with? Am I hanging out with people that are healthy and going out and doing outdoor activities and riding bikes and are doing something? You can see when someone is living their life, their blessed life, so you can watch the life grow. And you can see when someone's in that good spot. When they're tortured and they're hurting inside, they start to swallow the alcohol, they start to swallow the pills, they start to snort the lines, powders, pills, and potions, whatever the fuck we think we're in, to save us externally instead of us saving ourselves from ourselves. Stop throwing it down your throat. See if you can't keep your hand from sucking on a cigarette. I can. I'll put it down right now. See if you can't do that with yourself, bro. Exhibit to yourself that you have self-discipline. Exhibit to yourself that you don't need the sugar, that you don't need the sex, that you don't need the coffee. Try it just a couple times, man, and then you know you're breaking up your habits. Then you know you're in control of your habits and choosing your lifestyle instead of it choosing you or the drug choosing you. If the drug chooses you, it's going to capture you and keep you at the bar. It's going to put you on a fucking stool. It's going to have you have incoherent conversations and sometimes embarrassment, sometimes violence. Go grab your psychedelics. It's going to have you out in the fucking mountains, talking to trees, hugging trees, talking to animals, being free, having conversations with yourself. Maybe a good cry, maybe a good yawn, maybe a good laugh, maybe all three. I'm not quite sure, but you know, there's something in this ocean and motion and potion, and in these potions and lotions and all these other things that people are doing. Look at their results. When I saw someone do crack in front of me, he literally like did this like 17 times in a row, and I was just like, not the drug for me. Even though quite curious, because when I wasn't like, I guess you don't sit there and go, wow, I'm really not in a good space right now. I probably shouldn't smoke crack, or I'm not really in a good space. Probably shouldn't smoke ice, or I'm really not in a good space. It's not a good time to start meth or use any kind of needles. Like, I don't think anybody's that clairvoyant. I think you're just already stressed out and fucked already. Like, if you're fucked already, I mean, like this is the whole process of getting unfucked. To get motivated enough to go, if I'm chasing this thing this hard, if I'm willing to risk my time, my health, and my finances on this thing, why can't I make it this thing? The thing that's going to give me my sobriety, my health, and my wealth. Why can't I flip the script on myself? And that's just really what I found about addiction. It's just like, what motivates you? You're going to chase after it regardless. All monkeys go to the same tree that bears the best fruit. I'm just putting it out there, and not trying to be rude. It's what it is. You know, you're going to go after what you desire. Your motivation is going to pull you. I'm going to roll 2 joints in the morning, smoke 2 joints in the morning, I smoke 2 joints at night, I smoke 2 joints in the afternoon. They make me feel all right. But yeah, maybe I need to do lyrics on shirts, but bad, oh bad. It's not easy to get to motivate yourself because you're already motivated. You just don't know it. You're gonna sit there and go like, not me, but then there's gonna be something like, ooh, I'm hungry. Then you're motivated to go get something to eat. Ooh, I need some money. Then you're motivated to go to work. Ooh, you wait for the pain to kick in. And I'm not about that. I wanted to have the hope kick in. I wanted to have the goal kick in. I wanted it to be me being sober on the other end and just be like, okay, I'm waking up in the morning not hungover. Okay, I remember what happened last night. Okay, I'm not embarrassed and I didn't fight anyone. Cool. Plus ones. And if I can keep those days congruent, you know, and consistent, and just keep going on and on until it becomes my behavior, my character, you know, then I'm into it. Experiment sometimes, yeah, sure. Once a month, get your. Maybe you need a microdose. I'm not quite sure. Maybe once a month, maybe an ecstasy pill, quick serotonin, but it might drop it too much. Maybe half a pill. I'm not trying to get on the powders. I'm not trying to get on the ketamines. I'm not trying to get on the cocaines. I'm not trying to get on anything up my nose because it's going to trigger me to do those things. I'm not trying to get on the swallowings either, the pills or the alcohols or whatever weird shit GHB motherfuckers be doing. I'm not quite sure. Not interested. I still like my psychedelics because it does give me an uptake in my dopamine and serotonin at least once a month, whether it be LSD. I guess you could count ketamine, but I also feel like that's a depressant. It's not much, it kind of a psychedelic. Maybe once every 6 months, do a ketamine treatment. But you know, whatever it takes to fight real depression. You know, might even go as far as I went to Brazil and tried ayahuasca. Didn't work for me. I ended up losing a baby, but I just had my own experiences. So I'm open about my drug experiences so other people can be like, oh, okay, so when I'm doing coke and lines in a bathroom with a bunch of boys, we're not getting girls and it's too expensive. And that dollar bill you just snorted is really dirty. And so's the back of that toilet. And it's not fun that you're jonesing. And it's not fun to not get what you don't want. So why do a drug that's going to be expensive and make you want it more and make you feel like less? I'm talking about doing mushrooms that make me feel more connected and blessed. And the morning sunrise on acid when I'm smoking my morning blunt. Or a nice kush blunt when I want. With the windows down, driving down the freeway, smoking weed while I drive, listening to Wiz Khalifa. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to find free fun. I'm trying to find sustained fun. And that's what I desire. So I went and got in my motivation and go, okay, because I don't want to do it. Now I got to do it like I love it. It's almost like Mike Tyson said, you know, it's doing the sit-ups like you love it, even though you don't. You know, doing those things like you love it. I love accelerating. I love learning. I love sobriety. I love feeling connected. I love the results. I love feeling skinny. I love looking good. I love being healthy. I love having a system that responds to me. You know, I tell it to lift things, it lifts. I tell it to walk, it walks. I tell it to live, and it's living. And that's what you got to ask yourself. Are you just going in the motions? Do you just want to survive? Are you in survival mode? You know, is that what you're doing? Or are you experimenting and trying to expand mode? I'm not quite sure. Or are you trying to live the best quality life that you can and want to climb mountains and be able to breathe while you do it? Maybe you're just sitting on the couch and wasting away. I'm not quite sure. But I hope that you put this phone down and go for a walk. Those are free. I hope you go for a breathe. Those are free. Walk to the park, spark one, and then start to think. Think about how much time you have to live. Ask yourself what you would like to change. And then ask yourself what you're willing to change to get that change. And we talked about this yesterday. Nothing changes if nothing changes. And then you know the price to pay. So there's a prize. There's just a price for the prize. And you got to ask yourself, is it worth it for me? Is it worth it for my finances and my health and my wealth and my future? Or do I want to start feeling a different way? Do I want different results? Do I want to become potent and limitless and goal driven and attain and watch and be a part of my visions in front of me? Or do I want to smoke them away like my teeth and my lungs and my skin? That's what cigarettes do. Or wear my body down. That's what heroin does, you know? Or just be out of my mind and not even know how to associate conversations with myself. That's what pills do. Or take a depressant that I swallow and it's so ubiquitous that it's everywhere and it's called alcohol. That's what most people do. So, or get tripped out and do too many psychedelics and still try to get connected, but kind of use the psychedelics as a scapegoat or what's the word I'm looking, a crutch. You know what I mean? No crutches here, bro. It's time to feel real life and feel the air in your lungs and to breathe and to be and to achieve. And that's where I'm at with it, bro. It was just that. I'm motivated and I used my addiction as my motivation. I'm just like, if I'm chasing these things, what if I chase my dreams? What dreams may come then? You know, if I give that much effort and concentration and focus to something more positive, turn negatives into positives, then you know, I will have attained the dream. And that's where I'm at right now. So I'm working hard to attain the dream. Mm, working hard to motivate me. So yeah, I'm starting to chip away at it, ladies and gentlemen. Soon you'll start seeing a website, new designs. I promise you that. Peace and love. And as always, Chi Gathon. That means goodbye, but not forever and finish. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. As soon as you have those conversations with yourself. As soon as you start loving yourself. As soon as you start actually putting the energy behind your thoughts and dreams. That's the other side, y'all. That's the other side. Use the energy, use the force. You decide. I'll talk to you later. Peace, ciao, love you, bye.